12 years, and now I live here. Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, you can. Okay. And I'm an author, a coach, and a ghostwriter. And I'm thrilled to be here today and can't wait to share my new book with you.
My name is Elton Brewington. I'm one of the organizers with my lovely wife, Claire. We're so happy to be here, and your presence means an amazing portion to our program. We're so happy you're here, and we're excited about the prospects of cultivating each one of your industry areas, your projections, and your contributions. Ha ha ha! We're happy for you to be here.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is First Sergeant Gray. I'm retired military, fellow Charlestonian. I'm originally from Charleston, South Carolina, so go Charleston. And I retired from the military after 20 years doing a job called psychological operations, and I've been teaching in the classroom for 11 years now. So I teach JRTC, which is a leadership course. We teach them everything from communication skills, writing skills, presentation skills, conflict resolution, life skills in the classroom that they can use and transfer not only to their other classes, but like someone mentioned, back to their households, back to their communities, and hopefully put them on a lifelong journey of success.
Is Donna?
And First Sergeant, I can testify to the fact that your students are very well behaved and great to meet, because they came to one of our events in person, and it was a pleasure and honor to be among them. They were a tribute to your hard work with them. So I'm Donna Four. I'm a retired military officer, and I didn't know that First Sergeant Gray had been in PSYOPs, because I was in intelligence, and we used and relied upon PSYOPs quite a bit in our military operations. So thank you for your service, and also thank you to Reginald for his service. We've got at least 3 veterans in the room. If there's more, please let me know, but at least 3 of us are veterans. Unlike the other 2 guys, I was in the Air Force, aim high. I was actually stationed in Goldsboro, as well as over at Pope Air Force Base, which supports Fort Bragg. So I have a lot of ties to North Carolina. My late husband was from Smithfield, which, probably some of you guys know where it's a place where all the outlet malls are, I understand. They weren't there when I first went through Smithfield. So apparently it's changed a lot since I was in North Carolina, but love being here. I'm retired from the military. I'm a survivor of 9/11. If that helps your efforts, Andrea, in any way with your classes, I'm happy to support it in some way. If you can make some connection there, if I can help you out with a firsthand account. And then since I retired, I was a defense contractor for a while, which was very interesting. And then I got the itch to do something else. I was approached by New York Life, which was a life insurance company that's the oldest life insurance company in America. I've since left them and now work for Mutual of Omaha, another company that's been around over 100 years. I'm proud of what I do. A lot of people are concerned about life insurance and financial plans. They're not sure of what they have. They're not sure they have enough, or they think it's too expensive. So I try and break it down and make it easy for them and find ways to fit within their budget and get them the kind of protection they need for their families, for their business, and for other things in life that are important to them. And approach their retirement feeling confident they've got enough money to get through retirement, because a lot of us do worry about that. So anyway, it's great to be here. God bless, and looking forward to hearing from everybody else.
I think Barbara. Barbara?
Yep, right here.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure, absolutely. Well, I introduced myself. Was it not?
Okay.
I mean,
okay.
Again.
Okay. Miss Ernestine.
I'm a community service worker. At this time, I am a retired educator. I worked for the state of North Carolina, and I'm very interested in Brightside, because I'm able to pass on to people in the community information that they need to help their children.
Thank you so much, Miss Ernestine. And Anne, Miss Anne?
Yes, I'm Ann Fennell, retired educator, and I'm just trying to find my way. I'm searching for something. Haven't quite found it yet, but I'm searching, and I'm delighted to be here.
Thank you so much. Okay, well, our next speaker is Sharon Linen Fordham, and she has written a delightful series of books for children on various socially relevant topics. Sharon, over to you.
Yes, hello. Yes.
Hey.
First, I want to, hi. This is my first Zoom meeting, my real first Zoom meeting. So I am so grateful to be here. And I want to thank you.
Happy Zoom, man. Glad to have you. Good to
Thank
be here.
you. I want to thank you for allowing me to share this platform to let you know a little bit about myself and what it is that I do and my motivation behind what I do. Like I said before, I'm from Charleston, South Carolina, and I am an author. I began writing children's books in 2013 and have since created a 5-book series which primarily focuses on mental well-being and social development. The inspiration behind each of my topics in my books, they all stem from my own personal experiences as a child and also experiences or issues or things that I've witnessed throughout my adult years. So with the commencement of the school year approaching us, and amid the events and issues and social things that are going on, like the pandemic, the mass shootings, things like bullying, I believe this is the perfect time to introduce the Addie B 123 book collection series to children, to parents, to teachers, to librarians, or anyone who feels compelled or compassionate enough to protect the mental health and social development of our children. So what I'm going to do, because those things that I listed previously, they do affect our children in such a negative way, whether we realize it or not. In small kids, young kids may not be able to express why they're feeling what they're feeling, but they tend to act out outwardly their frustrations as to what's happening in society. So what I will do is I will make an attempt to share my screen without cutting everyone off. So cross your fingers. Uh-oh, where do I go? Where'd I go? Let me go back to my site. Hold on, I hope I didn't lose everyone.
No, you have us.
We're still here.
Okay.
I see the arrow that says share, but the
You're
screen.
doing fine. You're doing fine.
Yeah. I see the arrow.
Okay, there's my site, and now I will hit share.
Okay.
Good. Okay.
Share.
Good job. Yay!
Thank you. Of course, this is my homepage, and when you get here, you will see right here will be a small introduction as to what Addie B 123, what it is all about. And I'm going to go quickly as I can here to the books that we have in our collection. And what I will do is give a brief overview of each book. And if you have any questions, of course, in the end, or if you feel as though you need to interject, I will be more than happy to accommodate that too. So these are my books, and the topics that my books address are friendship and teamwork, low self-esteem and self-confidence issues, bullying, of course. We address in these books body safety and protection, and also work life and family life balance. So what we're going to do here, go to my About Us page. Uh-oh, come on. And on this page, of course, there's just a little bit more about me. Right here, a little more information about me, the author. But where we really want to get to is the meat and potatoes here of our books. and then I will briefly go through each one of our books. This book, My Place in the Sky, this book addresses friendship and teamwork. And it is a beautiful little story about a little star who came down from the heavens upon a wish of a child, but lost her way. And Addie, who's the main character in the story, along with her friends, they team together to help the little star, her name is Magana, find her way back home before she fades away forever. Because when she came down upon the wish of the child, she began losing her little powers. And if she did not return to her place in the sky by noon, then she would lose all of her abilities to hover, and she will fade away from forever, and so will her home. But the meat and potatoes in this story is it teaches children how to work together as a team to help a friend in need, and to understand that if they come together, that if you team up together, there's nothing that you can't accomplish. When you come to the site, there are little snippets of audio samples through the books. This book is in both interactive ebook form and in print form. And if you will, I would play just a little snippet of what it would sound like in the interactive ebook format. So, and it's only about a minute long, if that. And these, like I said, are just snippets.
Dorothy and her friends tiptoed over to the huge tree where the small light was. They moved closer and closer and closer until they reached the tree. "Who's there?" asked Addie. The light slowly dimmed, and out from behind the tree came a small, frightened voice. Suddenly, the ground began to shake, and Morgana began to illuminate with the brightest light ever. They could not believe their eyes as the portal began to rise. My new words. Exhausted. This means to be very, very tired. The children were very tired after having so much fun.
Okay, and one thing about our stories is they have what's called a bonus vocabulary at the end in the event the child does not understand a word that he or she read or saw in the book. It explains in the back of the book what that particular word means. So there's a little bit of education there as far as vocabulary goes. Our books right here, I'm just going to give you an idea of when you do go to hit buy now, because I know there are a lot of Amazon lovers. I'm addicted to Amazon. Even though if you hit buy now here, it actually goes directly to the Amazon page, and you can see here it's the Kindle version and also the paperback version of the books here. And of course, if you hit there's one of 8 books. And when I say there are 8, because some of our books are also in Spanish as well. But you hit that and then you'll be able to see every book in our collection. But I just wanted to show you guys that really quick. Now, let me see. Now, how do I get back to you? Okay, here we go. And that's My Place in the Sky. Our other book, in ABC Inspiration, that book addresses low self-esteem and self-confidence issues. We use letters. The children not only learn the alphabet, but through each letter, there are words of encouragement, hope, motivation, and inspiration. And I will just briefly let you hear a little clip of what it would sound like if they were listening to the interactive ebook.
F, fun. Your life is meant to be fun. filled with love and laughter. Every moment is precious, just like you are, little one. Have fun with your life. L. Love. Love is the most beautiful word in the world. And you know what? You are loved by so many people. Your family and friends care so much about you. Your life will be amazing because love will carry you all the way through it. P. Perfect. Do you know that you are perfect just the way you are? You are the only one who can be you because you are perfectly created. T. Think. You were born to think. Before you could do anything else, you could think. You knew how to think before you could walk, talk, run, or even play. So, to become great in life, you must think great thoughts.
And of course, we have their letters A through Z. So there's, for each letter, there is, like I said, words of encouragement, hope, motivation, and inspiration, because kids really need that right now. Billy the Bully. This is one of my favorites. This book has earned the Mom's Choice Award, and also received 5 stars from readers' favorite. And of course, it addresses the subject bullying, but it also reveals forgiveness and understanding in this book, and also friendship in this book, because this book really hits home with me, because I too was a victim of bullying. And I understand the long-term negative impact that it could have on one's life. But in this particular story, as a child, I didn't understand what was happening and why it was happening. But as an adult, now looking back, I understand that the knee-jerk reaction to bullying is to always attack the aggressor without understanding the why. Why is this child doing what he or she is doing? And even though we would have a victim of bullying, or the person on the receiving end of bullying, and also the aggressor, the one thing that they both have in common is that they are both victims. So we need to really understand the source, the reason why the child is acting out in the first place. And this story actually portrays that beautifully when Addie, of course, the main character in the story, was being bullied by Billy in the story. And later, a tragic incident occurred, which revealed why Billy was that way in the first place, what he really needed. And Addie and her friends, they rallied in the end to actually help Billy, who was really the true victim in this. So the takeaway from this story is actually bullies are victims too. Okay. Teach Me, Safe Touch, Don't Touch. This book was inspired by something that I witnessed personally. I witnessed an adult male behaving inappropriately to a little girl who's probably about 7 or 8. And it really, that one really touched me. I felt helpless and hopeless. And the only way that I knew to help is to write about it, or to help, or to create something that will help children understand the appropriate and inappropriate ways of being touched by a predator. This book was gently designed and created, and with innocent pictures. This book is meant to be read by a responsible adult to the child. Even though the child can look at this book and see what's going on, see what's displayed there, it really needs to be explained to the child by a responsible adult. This is a very, very sensitive subject, but this is very, very needed material right here. I get a little choked up when I talk about this one, so forgive me too. This book is only in currently in ebook format, and I will actually let you hear a little snippet of what it would be, what it sounds like.
This is my body. Could you help me understand more about my body and how to keep it safe? I am just a child, and you must protect me. My neck. This is a safe touch. Could you explain a little more to me? My chest. Please do not touch me there. This is wrong, and I will tell. My private area. Please do not touch me there. This is wrong, and I will tell. I am just a child, and you must protect me.
And this is just the audio form, but once you open their other language in there on the other text, like I said, it is for a parent or responsible adult to read to the child early on. They really need to understand this, because I have realized that some children, from what I witnessed, that little girl did not appear moved by what happened to her as if it was a normal thing. And a lot of children, many children they're introduced to this type of behavior before they can even think or speak. So they think it's normal, but it's not normal. And we have to do something about that. So this is what Teach Me Safe Touch, Don't Touch can accomplish. This book is also in Spanish. Let me go to that one, the Spanish one. And I don't know if anyone speaks Spanish here, but this is just a sample of.
Este es mi cuerpo. ¿Podrías ayudarme a comprender más sobre mi cuerpo y cómo?
And I'll stop it there, and to let you know that all of our audios are narrated by children between the ages of 8 and 15. And I'll go back to A Day with My Dad. This book is currently being translated into Spanish right now, and is also will be available in audio format as well. This book covers family and work-life balance. This is a story of a little girl who just wants to spend time with her father, and a working father. But the one thing that is revealed on both sides is how the other one really feels. The father understands his daughter's perspective, and the daughter understands the father's perspective by the end of the story. But so many children don't see their parents on a daily basis because they do work, and they do not understand why that mother or father or caregiver is working the amount of hours that they're doing, is just to give them a better life. But what that child really needs more than anything is that time. And this book really showcases that.
Mhm, mhm, mhm. I have a question.
Yes.
No, you well, it actually refers to the previous book about the sensitive in conditions and sensitive expose or touching or touching. You know, and was that a relative that you witnessed?
No,
And
it was not a relative. I saw it in a park. It took place in a parking lot of all places. My daughter and I pulled up the shopping center, and the car was in front of us. And there was an adult male and a child there in a car. And I would rather speak about it off camera.
I got you. I understand.
You know,
understand.
but yeah.
I only bring it up because in this environment, I'd like for us to play a more active role in, you know, what needs to be done and what
Yes.
role that we as people should and must take involved in situations like that, because no one, or no boy, man, woman, boy, or child should feel threatened in that kind of environment. But as you put it in the book, everybody does need to know. They need to know, and and the only person in that case sounded like the person who was committing the offense knew it wasn't wrong. The little girl
Yes.
did. Yeah. So I thought that I wanted to recognize that as an important moment, for us to protect each other. We have to
Yes.
protect each other. It's a very important position to be able to do that. So thank you too for bringing that up and putting it
Thank
in.
you. Thank you for the question. Thank
Right,
you for
right.
the question.
Hope I didn't interrupt too much of your
Those,
presentation, but
no, you did not. I'm actually,
okay.
you did not, and I appreciate the question. I was actually nearing the end of my presentation because those were the 5 books that I referred to, addressing the topics. Are there any more questions or?
Sharon,
I
what
don't
got
have a
you
question,
started on
Sharon,
this
but I
journey?
do follow up on what Elton said.
Sorry, Donna.
I
You
just
go ahead.
applaud you for what you're doing. You're talking about tough topics. You're talking about things that people feel uncomfortable talking about. It's scary. It's just uncomfortable. And you tackled it in a very beneficial way that a parent can sit down with a child, have the child read through the book and explain, hey, here's what you need to know about someone not touching you appropriately. And here's what you need to know about bullying. And these are hard topics.
Yes.
I applaud what you're doing.
Thank you.
It's definitely needed. And if you can just tell us how we can help you, how we can get the word out about your books, how to promote what you're doing, because this group has a lot of connections. So let us know how to help you, because I think this needs to get out into the greater world.
Yes.
I really do.
Yes.
As a resource of what you're providing, I'd like it for it, if it could, that there'd be a side support bar and for our community. And I just have to bring this up because this is a social setting, but it has a particular agenda, and those kind of things. I worked at a school once, and I mean, to this day, I'm bothered by it. And I was going into the school. I was in the front, and there was a young lady and her daughter behind me. So I opened the door and let them go in first. And the mother, it was a mother and daughter relationship, and the mother was talking so harshly to the little girl, and it was as if she was a boy, and she was trying to get the little girl to man up. And she talked to her like, my goodness. I mean, I don't even think I talked to my son that way. But, she was really, and so I didn't know what to do. And I can usually talk to anybody about everything. But in this case, I was dumbfounded. I mean, that it was the girl's mother, and, and how do I approach that in a sensitive and very respectful way, but let her know you can't talk to the little girl like that. I mean, so I don't know. I mean, I only bring this up because it is the adult's role to toughen up, and if we can, and to do what we can while we can. And that's what I bring it up because I'd like our group to have some kind of support in that regard. So this is appropriate that way. Thank you.
Yes, I will include the website and my Facebook link, my contact information in the chat box as well. But I really do appreciate that. We really need to do whatever we can to protect our little ones because they are our future, And like I said, I am the grandmother of 5, and they're 8 and younger, well, 9, she just turned 9 and younger, and 4 girls. 4 of them are girls and one's a boy, but they're precious. They're the most precious things to me. And I can't imagine something like that occurring to either one of them. We have to see other people's children as our own.
Yeah.
Every child belongs to us.
Right. I agree. Okay. Wow. Didn't mean to get so deep on that. Go ahead. What are your comments, Ramona?
Well, I just wanted to ask Sharon, what got you started on this compelling journey?
Like I said, all of my books are inspired by my own personal experiences as a child, you know, things that I have witnessed, things that I've actually gone through myself, like the bullying and the low self-esteem and being picked on in school. So many different things, having a father that was not there, you know, which is my inspiration for A Day with My Dad. I did not have that coming up. You know, so I want to be able to help children that may be experiencing the things that I experienced, because those things go a long way. They follow you all the way through adulthood. They don't, you don't outgrow them. They're always in the back of your mind, and they literally affect every decision that you make as an adult. Those things are still, each one of us we are still children. We are still that same little boy, that same little girl. We're just, our bodies grew, that's all. We got a little wiser, but those things are still there. You know, we just learn to cope with them better because we are adults, but children are not able to do that. They're not able to make sense of what's actually happening to them. So it is our responsibility. And like I said, every child is my child.
Have you been able to promote these books in libraries during story time?
That is my intent. I'm just getting off of the ground, and that's why I appreciate this opportunity so much, because I do believe my books, I believe in every last one of them. I may not have explained them the way that I practiced, you know, because of nerves, but they are really very, very compelling. And I want it to be in the hands of every household, every school. And so I do intend to reach out further. I just, you know, need the help. That's all. Because what good is it to have a great product if no one knows about it?
Well, just to tell you, because of Andrea, she has a question. I want to hear from her.
Yeah, well, I was just kind of following on the line of what several people were saying. As I was listening to you, one of the things that seemed like it's present in all of your stories is, even though the stories are meant for children, there's important lessons in there for the adults too. Like with the bullying, the adult really needs to be the one that gets to the heart of why the bully is bullying, right? Absolutely. And so I was thinking, if there was like a one pager, or how to talk to your children about, or food for thought for the adults who are reading the stories, you know, there, you seem to have those embedded lessons. Like, I mean, I agree. It's awful when you don't know what, you saw something and you know what, you know, he should say something, but you have no idea what to say or how to say it, you know. And I think that if your books are as nuanced as they seem in your presentation, having that extra step, you know, when you're going into the schools or talking to the counselors about, you know, these resources, even just helping the adults figure out how to be adults. You know, sometimes we don't know what to say because nobody ever said those things to us, or we never saw it that way when we were growing up. If the bully would be the one that was in trouble, kind of thing. Right. And so without that modeling, you know, we grew up to be the way that we saw others behave for the most part, right? And so it offers an opportunity for the adults to also learn new approaches or new strategies that are maybe more effective.
Yes, that is definitely the intent. That is exactly what I want to see happen.
I'd like to see all us all step outside of our space. Step outside of your space in a bolder, more courageous and outstanding way. And because you're adding such value, Andrea, we'll write better. And then in these environments, we'll learn to speak better and more. Yeah. And then we'll also find out our true effort and intent with some confidence and grace in those things. That's what my prayer is. So I'm encouraged and motivated by it. I heard somebody else commenting, and then we probably have to move on, but go ahead.
Well, I wanted to make a quick suggestion. So if you want to get as much knowledge out there about what you're doing, I would suggest you do this. You know, you can visit every library in Wayne County if you want to. Is that where you live? Wayne County?
No, I'm in Charleston, South Carolina.
South Carolina.
I'm sorry, Charleston. Okay. You could visit every library in Charleston, right? But here's where you might make more bang for your buck. Okay.
Okay.
Go to a couple of places. Go to the county school board, right? Get on the calendar of the county administrator. You know, go to all these people with some power and influence countywide. Tell them what you're doing and then they'll get you into the schools and into the libraries. And which, like, don't run around all over town, you know, at every library. Go to the people that are
Right.
responsible for the libraries, and you'll get more
Yes.
traction.
Thank you for
Another thing
that.
you could do is, Charleston's such a big city. Well, it just makes sense, you know. And I used to be on the board of supervisors in my county, so I know if you go to the top, sometimes you'll get more traction, you know.
Yes.
And you can't start with just your local rep. You could start with whoever your local representative is. Go to their office. It'll be easy to get on their calendar because most of them are running for office and they'll talk to anybody that's a voter. The other thing you can do is, Charleston's so big, it's bound to have a very potent, thriving chamber of commerce or business alliance or minority business alliance or some kind of business alliance, right? You can usually join those things for not too much money. And they're always looking for speakers. You could make a presentation about what you're doing and you meet a lot of people in one place. Another thing you should look at